Q&A, Q&A, Q&A. Welcome back, guys. Let's get cozy and let's chat. I got a nice cold drink. Some ASMR for you. Don't judge my nails. Ooh. Yes. Cheers. Okay, I'm just gonna do these in order because that's just easier for my brain to comprehend. So, the very first question is, what motivates you? And this is, I guess, very broad, but I'm gonna keep this answer super simple. And the main thing that motivates me day to day, every day, day to day, is fear. And you're gonna be like, Audrey, what are you scared of? I'm scared of one thing and one thing only. And it's not living up to my potential. Scares the living dickens out of me. Like, truly will keep me up at night. Just thinking about how much I could do and how much I haven't done. And it paralyzes me. Like, y'all would not believe I could spend hours just going in circles about how I'm not living up to my potential. And all these, and then also thinking about all these different routes that I could take. And also just that what if, you know, I hate the what if. I'm like, what if I'm meant to be this or I'm meant to be that and I didn't try this and I didn't try that. And so that eats me. Eats me. Whoa, pause. This is a PG-13 video, y'all. Relax. So but basically I'm gonna choose a different sentence. It scares me. It terrifies me. And so with that mentality, it's hard to sleep in. It's hard to settle for things. It's hard to not try new things because I'm constantly scared that I'm gonna miss my opportunity to be something great. And I know in my heart that I have potential. I don't know how much, but I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep trying until the universe is like, all right, girl, that's it. That's enough. Wrap it up. That's all you get. I don't know, dude, like being 80 years old and thinking, oh, I never started my YouTube channel, or I never started my clothing brand, or I never did any of the things that keep me up at night. That's truly scary. How do you balance everything, cooking, gym, content, and work? Is question number 2. It's not balanced at all. Work probably takes up most of my time, which I don't love right now. I won't get too into it because I don't know who's gonna see this video, and I don't want to talk negatively about my work because ultimately I do love it, and y'all see that I travel a lot and I get to meet new people and there's a lot of positives. But I will say that it takes up a lot of my time and it takes away from other things such as making content, the gym, and cooking. The best way I could describe it, I think, is probably passion. I have passion for the gym, cooking, and content to the point where I'll wake up earlier in the day to go to the gym. Before work, I'll wake up early to go to the gym. I'll stay up late to go to the gym, or I'll wake up early to edit content before work. I'll stay up late to edit content after work. I'll stay up late to make my meal preps. I'll wake up early to make my meal preps. And I feel like that's how I know that it's passion, because I want to stretch my days out in order to fit that stuff into my day, if that makes sense. No one's making me feel like I have to do any of these things, so it's a lot easier to do them because I want to do them, which isn't helpful to anyone who doesn't want to do them but is trying to get into it. I guess the best way I can say, if you are trying to find time for content, the gym, and cooking, and you find that you do not have enough time in the day for these things, then, you know, big sister answer is what you need to analyze what you are spending your time on, and you have to also decide what's important to you, because those 3 things are important to me, right? Like, I put those so high up on my list of things that are important to me. I think you should sit down, look at how you plan your day, look at what you spend most of your time on and how you spend, like look to see what you're spending your time on. First of all, just do like an analysis. You know, what am I spending my time on? What do I want to spend my time on? Where can I take time from this and put it into something that I want, basically? You know what I mean? And then also, I will say, the more you do it, the more practice you have, the less time it takes. You know, I've been prepping for a long time, so it takes me maybe 2 hours and 2.5 hours. That's not that much time. I'll leave it at that. I'll just say my advice is to do an analysis of your time, pick what's important to you right now, and once you pick what's important to you, plan, time manage that hoe, figure it out. If you want to do it, guarantee you're gonna do it. Anyways, this is actually one of my favorite questions that someone asked. In the past few years, what's been one of the biggest lessons that you've learned? I love this question because I think I want to talk about this all the time with anybody who genuinely wants to listen to me talk about this. But as y'all know from my very first YouTube video, and I'll put a little screenshot right here if you haven't watched it, it's super bad quality. Be prepared for that. It might as well just be a podcast. Like, just don't look at the actual video, just listen to it if you do watch it. But y'all know last year was hard for me. This year has had its challenges as well. And the biggest lesson that I have learned, I'm going to put it in letters. Everything is temporary, and you own nothing. Everything is temporary, and you own nothing. You own nothing. Nothing is yours to take. Nothing is yours to control. Nothing is yours to keep. Everything that you have at this very moment is a gift and can be taken away at any given moment. Doesn't matter what it is. Money, family, relationships, health. Nothing is guaranteed. Absolutely nothing. And everything is temporary. With that knowledge, you come to a conclusion, which is appreciate everything. Appreciate everything. Every person that you meet is a gift. That time you have with that person is a gift. You think you can have the same time with that same person a week from now? That's you don't know that. You know what I mean? You have no idea what can happen between now and 7 days from now. And that's my biggest lesson that I've learned in this time that I've been like getting to know myself and healing and all that bullshit, is that take absolutely zero for granted. I think the biggest mistake that humankind makes, and sorry to get super passionate about this, guys, but I just want to talk about this all the time. But the biggest mistake I feel that people make as a human race is that we are convinced that we have all the time in the world. We're convinced that everything is guaranteed. Oh, I'm going to not work on this today because I'll have tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to not answer that phone call from my dad because I'll call him tomorrow. No. Now, granted, I'm not saying go out and spend all your money and just live like today's your last day. You want to make knowledgeable choices still, but with the underlying knowledge that appreciate it, you know? Appreciate your position where you are right now. Wherever you're at right now, you worked hard to get to where you're at. I cannot imagine that you didn't put some work into getting to where you're at, you know, and even if you're trying something new and you don't necessarily like it, think about it like this. You don't even, it's so important to know what you don't like. And I honestly, this is another lesson. It's not the most important, but it's another one I've learned recently. You have no idea what you truly like until you know what you don't like. And the only way to know what you don't like is to try new things, get uncomfortable, and take risks. And those are all very difficult things to do. But if you're in the process of doing something like that right now, be proud of yourself. Even if you're like, I hate my job, I hate wherever I'm living, I hate whatever I'm doing, you took a risk to get that, and now you know that you don't like that stuff, and that is a plus. That is a good thing. You're doing something right because you're figuring out that you don't like something, which means you're one step closer to getting something you do like, finding what you do like. Oh my God, I'm on my soapbox right now. Like, mic drop, that's the answer to that question. All right, question number 4. How have you been able to maintain your mental health, especially on your harder days? I haven't. I have to work really hard every single day to remind myself to, exactly from my previous question that I answered, be grateful and be passionate about being grateful and knowing that today is a gift, the people I meet are a gift, the things that I have access to today is a gift. And that kind of helps me if I am waking up in like a funky mood, or I start to feel myself spiral sometimes, just go down this whole rabbit hole. You put all those thoughts in your head at once, yeah, you're gonna drown. And I have drowned. And like some of you watching this, I may have talked to you about me drowning because I'm handling these things, these thoughts by myself, and it's so consuming, and it feels like gonna scream, like, let me out, you know? When those things start to happen, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I go silent sometimes. I'll post a little here and there on social, but if you, like, I think I just went through a period right now, actually, where I wasn't really talking that much. I didn't have good energy to share because I was kind of going through like a little, like, identity crisis, depression, like societal pressure moment. And when I go through those times, I really have to like be alone, and I really have to like reflect and think and remind myself, be grateful. Long answer is I'm coping with it by trying to implement what I said from my previous question, which is being grateful, being passionate, being intentional, and trying to remind myself every day that this is temporary. It's so temporary. Like I said, so temporary. It will pass. Whatever you're going through will pass. I promise it's gonna pass. There's no timeline, can't give you a timeline, but I promise you it will not last forever. Nothing is gonna last forever. That may make you sad because there's certain things you might want to last forever. But think about it like this. Knowing that it won't last forever makes every single moment that you have it so special, because it's not guaranteed. And you have to remember that. And I think I'm gonna go on a soapbox again, so let me end it right there. I think everybody is kind of dealing with mental health in their own ways. It's hard out here as a young adult. You know it. I know it. Okay, a good follow-up question to that one, just to kind of not be so all over the place. I got this question that said, how to not spiral from constantly comparing your timeline to others your age. And you know who you are. I love you for asking this question because it's so real. And as y'all know, I'm turning 29 in January, and everyone my age is getting married, having kids, buying property, all this stuff. I spiral every day. I'm spiraling right now. I'm going crazy right now. You know, I think I'm just gonna keep going back to that question about that lesson. It's really the only way I've learned to not drown in all those thoughts. It's like, it's so temporary, you know? It's so up in the air. It's like, how are you gonna, it's like, I could get obsessive and upset and like, oh, I'm failing at life because I'm failing at life because I don't have these things, and like, you know, and get like bitter about people who do. But oh God, that's so boring. Like, you're gonna get mad because people have something that you don't, that you think you should have, but you don't. Maybe you're not supposed to have it yet. How about that? How about you be grateful about the fact that maybe you get to enjoy certain things right now that they can't, and they get to enjoy things that you can't, and maybe y'all can find a balance where you can enjoy what they have and they can enjoy what you have. How about that? Yeah, you didn't think about that, did you? Look, guys, I spiral and I have mental health issues. I do. Oh God. I'm not a psycho or anything, but I mean, we all do, you know? It's just, I spiral. Trust me, I spiral. And I just try to take it day by day. I think another way to cope with not spiraling is kind of trying to lose control of that. Because like I also said, with the same lesson, nothing is ours. Nothing is owned. You know what I mean? You don't own anyone. You don't own anything. You're you, and you're doing you, and you are doing your best, I'm sure. I hope. You can't control it. You cannot control it. You could settle. You could find a way, I guess. And if that's what's gonna make you happy, then goddamn it, do it. I feel like we get obsessed with wanting to control things. We want to control everything. I said I want this and I want it now. And I want it like this. Why don't we take a step back, recognize the gifts that we have right in front of us, and maybe let go of some of that pressure to feel like we have to control everything. Maybe I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Maybe my purpose in life is to make YouTube videos, at which point I'm right on time. Whoa, think about it like that. Maybe I'm right on time. Maybe I'm following my timeline perfectly. What a crazy thought. Maybe my purpose was to travel a bunch for work, learn these lessons that I'm learning so I can relay them on to my friends and whoever else wants to waste their time watching these videos and make friends. And if that is my purpose, then what a crazy thought to think that maybe I'm fulfilling that purpose. Let it go. You know what I mean? Society made that structure up. There's no rules as to how you have to live your life. You make up those rules. You spend the time how you want to spend it. You spend your money how you want to spend it. You create relationships that feed relationships that you want to keep and that you enjoy and that you want to build on. That's on you. You decide how you want to do things. And I'll leave it at that. Make peace with the fact that you don't have control over everything, and try to change your mentality into thinking, oh, like maybe I don't have all these things that I feel like I should have, but why don't you start counting the things that you do have? Because it might be that you have a lot more things than you realize, and you also might want to make peace with the fact that your timeline is different. And if that's the case, maybe you're right on time. Think about it like that. You know, I would put a little sticky note up on my mirror and say, I'm right on time. Okay, so I just checked the camera battery and we're at 14%, which means the camera's gonna die soon. So I'll go ahead and record the outro now. I'm so sorry if I didn't get to your question. All it means is that we get to do a part 2. Thank you every single person who's watched this video. I appreciate y'all. I'm truly shocked at the questions I got. I thought it was gonna be like, what's your favorite meal prep recipes and like what's your favorite workout split type stuff. Very flattered that y'all think I can give advice on like mental health and like lessons about life and all that stuff. Very honored. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the part 2 of the Q&A. And like this video, support your friends. Don't be mean. Give it a like. I have to go do a quick lift now. Oh, the camera's about to die, but so thankful for you guys. Love you so much. Like and subscribe. Part 2 coming soon. And that's it. Okay, bye.